It's Friday, October 17th. In the headlines, 227 Jamaicans to be honored at the 2025 National Honors and Awards ceremony. Statin reports slight rise in inflation for September. In business news, Port Authority to use St. Thomas as a gateway to Guyana. Regionally, Grenadians protest U.S. military radar request, while Guyana backs U.S. push to curb transnational crime. And in sports, Reggae Boyz edge closer to the World Cup qualification. This is the Weekend News on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Jamaica's point-to-point inflation rate rose to 2.1% in September, up from the 60-year record low of 1.2% recorded in August, according to the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin. The agency also reported that the Consumer Price Index increased by 0.8% for the review period. Speaking at Statin's quarterly press briefing held in Kingston on Wednesday, Acting Director of Administrative Statistics, Xiomara MacDonald, said the main drivers of the uptick were the housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels division.
And restaurants and accommodation services, which increased by 4.1%. However, this continued slowdown in the inflation rate is a result of lower increases in two of the heavier weighted divisions. Food and non-alcoholic beverages, which increased by 0.7% compared to a 6% increase for the corresponding period of the prior year, and transport, which moved up by 0.3% compared to a 9.1% increase for the similar period last year.
However, Ms. MacDonald noted that the overall inflation rate remains relatively modest.
These overall movements highlight the continued impact of utility-related costs, price adjustments in the service sector, and the seasonal factors that typically influence the cost of food and education during this period.
The education category saw a 5.6% rise, reflecting tuition adjustments and back-to-school expenses. Statin says it will continue to monitor the trends as inflation remains below Jamaica's long-term average. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says Jamaica must fully embrace artificial intelligence and advanced technology as it prepares for what he calls a cyber-physical world. The Prime Minister was speaking at the Amber Group's 10th anniversary and AI robotics showcase in Kingston. Danita Rodney tells us more.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says Jamaica must not be left behind as the world moves deeper into a new technological era, one that blends digital and physical systems. He says the world is now in what's called the fourth industrial revolution, where technology and the machines can operate independently to deliver services.
So you're living in the cyber-physical. Technology and machines are working together, not just with, I'm not going to use the word compete, but not just to deliver services in an independent way that was largely delivered in a non-physical way.
Speaking at the Amber Group's 10th anniversary and AI robotics showcase, Dr. Holness says artificial intelligence will redefine how Jamaicans work, particularly in industries such as business process outsourcing. But he adds that the country must respond with education and training, not fear.
The solution is for us to use the technology to increase the level of training and skills in our society so that our people can take on higher order tasks which bring higher order pay.
The Prime Minister says technology can be used to tackle underemployment and help Jamaicans develop skills needed for the modern economy.
So the AI, it is actually an advantage for us if we embrace it and use it in the right way, not as a displacement of labor, but to ensure that our labor force gets the training, the experience to take on sophisticated tasks that will grow our economy.
He also announced the creation of Jamaica's first national AI lab, a partnership involving the Amber Group, UTech Jamaica, the Ministry of Education, and the Heart NSTA Trust.
So the National AI Lab, it is actually an important part of the strategy. And we need more than just the one that we're going to develop at UTech. We need them right across the country, including in our primary schools, so that our children can become native to AI.
The Amber Group has committed nearly $2 million to establish the lab, which will be located at the University of Technology. The state-of-the-art facility is expected to open soon and play a key role in advancing Jamaica's digital transformation, preparing citizens for the future of work. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Denida Rodney.
227 Jamaicans will be recognized for their outstanding contributions to national development at the 2025 National Honors and Awards Ceremony, scheduled for National Heroes Day, Monday, October 20. The event will take place at King's House beginning at 9 a.m. under the patronage of Governor General His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen. It will be preceded by Salute to the Heroes, the traditional laying of floral tributes at the monuments of Jamaica's 7 national heroes in National Heroes Park by state and government officials. 36 persons will be conferred with the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, 44 in the Order of Distinction in the rank of Officer, 1 civilian to receive the Badge of Gallantry, 28 the Badge of Honor for Meritorious Service, and 30 the Badge of Honor for Long and Faithful Service. The Medal of Honor for Gallantry will be awarded to 2 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Several members of the uniformed groups will be awarded with the Medal of Honor for Meritorious Service, 8 from the Jamaica Defense Force, 25 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, 25 from the Department of Correctional Service, and 25 from the Jamaica Fire Brigade. You can watch the proceedings live on the PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station. Time now for this week's Unfiltered feature, where we find out which national hero is your favorite. Brittany Walker is in the streets to get the answers.
One Blessed, big up our boutique. She sells a lot of nice things.
Jamaica has 8 national heroes. All played their own part in getting us where we are today. It's so hard to choose a favorite, but we decided to task the people of downtown Kingston, and we asked them who is their national hero and why did they choose that one. This is another episode of Unfiltered, and I am Brittany Walker. Who's your favorite national hero and why?
My favorite national hero was Nanny of the Maroon. And the reason why? Because she was a runaway slave. She didn't have it. So she'd have to run away and go in the mountains to let 2 ends meet. And she's a woman as well. That is the reason why she's my favorite.
Paul Bogle.
Why?
Because he fight for us, you know. Yeah, I march from St. Thomas to Spanish Town and fight for us, you know, for freedom. So I'm a man from St. Thomas, so yeah, I'm my national hero that, yeah.
Paul Bogle.
Tell me why.
Because I would have say him is a warrior, you know, and him stand up strong for him country, you know what I mean? So I would have go with Paul Bogle.
I would say Nanny of the Maroon. Nanny, because true she's the only female, I guess. So Nanny, yeah.
Our Marcus Garvey? Yeah, him is a great man, isn't he? Him do enough for the place, enough for Jamaica, so yeah, I'm great to hear that.
Marcus Garvey, because the greatest man worldwide. Everybody know him and everybody rate him, can do great things. Yeah, that I think.
Paul Bogle.
Why?
Well, he's a black man who I look up to still, you know.
Paul Bogle.
Why?
He's a warrior.
Well, at present, I like the woman, so Nanny would be my first choice.
Marcus Garvey, because through my block.
Give me something else.
No, because him, that's why we threw him there on the 20, you understand? Yeah, and through my block, him look like me too, so that's why I chose. That's why I chose Marcus Garvey, you understand? Because through my block, and me and him look alike, you understand? So that's why I chose him.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Alok Jain, chairman of the Port Authority of Jamaica, announced that in an effort to boost economic activity in St. Thomas, which is rich in limestone and aggregates, the Port Authority of Jamaica is exploring the possibility of building a port in the parish to supply these materials to Guyana. This would lead to a reduction in the cost of transporting these materials to the oil-rich country, which is building out its road and other physical infrastructure rapidly. And as a result, Guyana has a high demand for these materials found in the parish of St. Thomas. Guyana imported US $47 million worth of gravel and crushed stones during the year 2023, an increase of 250% when compared to the previous year. Jamaican-based Proven Group Limited's 50% ownership in Barbados-based Roberts Manufacturing has resulted in significant growth over the last 5 years. Roberts Manufacturing growth is driven by ongoing investments to improve its operating infrastructure under the joint ownership of Proven Group Limited and Ansa McCall Trading Limited of Trinidad and Tobago. The 21-acre facility in St. Michael, Barbados, currently supplies products to 15 markets across the Caribbean, employing nearly 200 people and making a significant contribution to the Barbadian economy. For the trading period ending October 16, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Lasco Manufacturing Limited with 5,330,199 units represented 20.64% of market sales volume. JMMB Group Limited 10% variable rate Jamaica dollar preference shares with 3,267,682 units representing 12.65% of market sales volume. Wigton Energy Limited with 3,149,346 units representing 12.19% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On October 16, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $64.94 million purchased and US $66.43 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.19 per dollar, selling the US at $161.41 and buying the US at $160.22. The Canadian dollar netted forex traders $5.71 per transaction, with selling at $116.08 and buying at $110.37. The British pound yielded forex traders $6.60 in profits, with selling at $215.94 and buying at $209.34. For our credit report tip of the day, start right now. The goal is to chip away at your debt and your interest. So rebuilding credit and getting out from under debt feels hard because the system rewards steady, small wins more than dramatic fixes. So win by showing up. Call a creditor to negotiate. Set auto pay to prevent new late payments. And cut one reoccurring expense this week so you can push an extra payment toward principal. Momentum is made from tiny, repeated victories. Take one now and prove to yourself that forward motion is possible. In this funded and focused feature, we want you to act now. Value flows to the woman who moves. Stop waiting for perfect timing and start creating momentum. Set 3 income targets for the next 90 days. Update your LinkedIn profile to show the results you deliver. Message one person this week who can open a door, and launch a short, sellable offer you can deliver in 30 days. Do these 4 actions and repeat them every week. That's how recovery becomes resilience. That's how you become funded and focused. Show proof. Ask for a quick testimonial. Track one win. Double down on what worked. You're not rebuilding slowly. You're rebuilding smart. Money follows visible value. Make yours impossible to miss. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and President Dr. Irfaan Ali on Wednesday affirmed Guyana's support for regional and international efforts to dismantle transnational crime networks and safeguard peace. Since September, the United States has intensified operations targeting drug trafficking in the Caribbean. President Ali also reaffirmed that Guyana holds no animosity toward the Venezuelan people, noting that many Venezuelans have been welcomed to Guyana's shores in search of a better life.
Guyana has no quarrel with the Venezuelan people. We have welcomed many of them who have come to our shores in search of a better life. Just as our own citizens would have moved in our dark days of dictatorship. Our dispute and the controversy with the Venezuelan state is not born of hatred, nor does it prevent us from seeking to advance our relation. But we will not compromise our sovereignty. We condemn the attacks against our citizens and our military using the Cayuni. We will not tolerate it. Our commitment to sovereignty and peace extends beyond our borders. While we defend our territory and uphold the rule of law at home, we also champion these same principles in the wider region, advocating for a Caribbean and Latin America free from threats of any sort. Yes, Guyana supports the aspiration of keeping Latin America and the Caribbean as a zone of peace. But equally also, we support every action and embrace every partnership to cripple transnational crime, the illicit drug trade, and any form of destabilization that threatens the security of Guyana and this region.
Calls for peace echoed across Grenada as concerned citizens staged a peaceful protest. The group is demanding answers from the government after the United States requested permission to install temporary military radar equipment and personnel at the Maurice Bishop International Airport.
A peaceful assembly was held in front of the Esplanade Mall earlier today, with participants singing John Lennon's "Give Peace a Chance" to express their concerns about the U.S. government's request to install temporary military radar equipment and personnel at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. The gathering was a response to the U.S. government's request, which has been pending for 8 days without a response from the government. The protesters believe that the request may be linked to the U.S. government's planned military covert operation in Venezuela, citing recent statements from President Donald Trump about greenlighting CIA covert operations in the country.
We don't join us, Grenadians, and let your voices be heard. For too long we have been silent, and we will not allow no one or no government to come and tell us what we should do in our country. We want peace, and that we're not fighting anybody. What is this military radar about? Huh? We have to think, people. Let us not just wonder what's going to happen if you can't get a visa or you can't get a barrel. We will survive. We will survive.
The protesters also gathered at the entrance to the ministerial complex to voice their objections to the request. The Grenada Coalition for the Zone of Peace, a group of concerned citizens, civil society organizations, religious leaders, trade unionists, academics, and others, has appealed for a broad-based national and regional peace front to respond to the U.S. requests. During a recent conference, the coalition called on the government of Grenada to reject the request, citing concerns about the potential implications of a U.S. military presence at the airport. Shania McIntosh, GBN News.
In the bustling city of Beijing, a dedicated hotline keeps residents and visitors connected, offering immediate assistance for non-emergency issues around the clock. The 12345 Citizens Hotline is transforming how the city communicates with its people, ensuring everyone's concerns are heard and addressed promptly. In this report, our reporter Marlon Samuels tells us more about Beijing's 12345 Citizen Hotline that serves both residents and visitors.
Launched to improve urban management, the 12345 Citizens Hotline is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whether you're a local or a visitor, simply dial 12345 within Beijing. If you are outside the city, call +8610 12345. The hotline offers multilingual support in English, French, Spanish, Russian, and more. If you don't speak Chinese, operators can transfer your call to a foreign language representative, ensuring clear communication. The hotline helps with a variety of issues, providing information on city policies, resolving public service problems like water or power outages, addressing consumer rights, handling disputes, and guiding visitors and residents on everyday questions.
Since 2024, every day they received calls and online complaints, more than 70,000, and the answer rate is above 99%, and the response rate and satisfied rate are both over 97%.
That was a story about a bad experience in a restaurant. I invited some of my friends and to have lunch. but we didn't receive the good service, and the food was bad. So after that, I feel very awkward, and I think I need to find someone to make a complaint. Therefore, I call 12345. I think this is the municipal hotline. As a citizen of Beijing, I have to tell my story. So surprisingly, they used one afternoon to check the whole story with the specific restaurant, and they have communicated. In the evening, I received a call from the restaurant. We coordinated, and they made a reimbursement of my lunch fee. So 12345 is a hotline for the citizen living here in Beijing. It's very effective, and it works.
Countries like Jamaica can learn from Beijing's example by establishing their own 24/7 citizen service hotlines. Implementing a multilingual, accessible platform helps improve government responsiveness, enhances transparency, and ensures that both residents and visitors receive timely assistance for non-emergency issues.
So through this kind of mechanism, 12345, they can respond quickly of the needs of the people and serve better the people. And also they can offer a better decision, a reasonable decision for the department and the government. So that is very useful for the government of the city.
The hotline 12345 at first is an initiative made by the mayor of Beijing. Later, people are used to call the number so they can be heard by the local government. It is very effective, and it depends on the willingness of the exchange of information between the local government and the citizens, as well as enough funds and personnel which are devoted to this service.
So whether you're living in Beijing or just visiting, remember to dial 12345 for multilingual support for a better citizens experience. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels from the Beijing Citizens Hotline Center.
In sports, with Jamaica now within touching distance of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, head coach Steve McLaren says he finally feels confident in the balance and structure of his team. Speaking with the press this week, McLaren said, quote, "We had good balance in the team and good structure, which is always important. Good discipline all the way through and control of the game through possession. In the final third, that's how we want to play. And at times, it was excellent." End quote. The boys head into the November international window in control of their qualification destiny, leading Group B in the final round of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. The team surged ahead after a 4-0 win over Bermuda, combined with Curaçao's 1-1 draw with Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday. Since his appointment in July 2024, McLaren has made several adjustments to refine his lineup. This month's squad included 11 different players compared to the roster selected exactly 1 year ago, reflecting ongoing tactical evolution and depth in selection. Jamaica currently tops the group on 9 points, followed by Curaçao 8, Trinidad and Tobago 5, and Bermuda 0. Only the group winners will automatically qualify for next summer's World Cup. The boys can secure their spot when they travel to Trinidad on November 13 before hosting Curaçao on November 18. And that's it for the weekend news. Pleasant viewing.